what if we also added in the ability to detect an object? So we're following a line and somebody puts something in front of us and the whisker hits it. Wouldn't it be neat if the robot would stop and maybe even play a tune or play a high-pitched squeal? Okay, so let's do it. We have the ability to do this. Now in our program right here, all we have is we play the tone. That's great. We have the motors attached, and we have the QTI sensor set up, and then we have motion right here. So what I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and save this off as a new sketch, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to call it activity 3, line following with whiskers. Okay, and now let's add some code in here to actually detect what's going on. All right, so let us do the following. So I'm now going to come in here, and I gotta remember what the whiskers were on. So remember that when we were doing this, we had to set up the whisker pins, and they were on pin 5 and 7. Okay, so we have to first go in there and set these babies up pin mode wise. So after the tone plays and I set up the motors, I'm going to do let's go ahead and do setup whiskers. And you already know how to do this, but it's nice to remind ourselves. So setup whiskers, I'm going to do pin mode, and on pin 5 I'm going to make it an input, and that is my left whisker. Okay, so that's left whisker. And then on pin, I'm going to copy and paste this, on pin 7, this is going to be my right whisker. Alright, life is good. And I've now got them set up, and so now when I come down here, reading from the whisker is really quick. So let's go ahead and let's put it before the actual IR thing. So the first thing is read whiskers. Okay, and remember what we do with a read whisker is I'm going to set up a new variable of type byte, and I'm going to call it W left, and that's just my name. And all I'm going to do is read from pin 5. So digital read pin 5, and all I did was read from left whisker, and then I stuffed it in this variable called W left. So now let's go ahead and copy and paste that, and we'll go W right, and we'll read from this guy right here. All right, and now I've got my stuff. So what do I do with it? Well, check this out. I'm going to come down, and I have these two variables right here, and if they're ones, that means that nothing's touching them. If there's zeros, that means that something was there. I come down, and here is my entire program for locomotion. It is just doing absolutely nothing but just left, right, left, right, left, right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to, before this entire thing, I'm going to put an if-else statement. I'm going to say if, and right here I'm going to check the whiskers. So this will be my whisker code. And then otherwise, I'm going to do the left right. Okay, so I'm going to say if, and what I want to do is I don't care if left and right whisker at this point. I just want to do either or. So let's go ahead and say W left, whisker left, if it's equal to a 0, we had some problems, so something's in our way. Or, and you do a Boolean or using the for a comparison as the double pipe, and so they're the vertical lines, and so or W right equals 0. And so what this says is that if either the left whisker or the right whisker sees something, then do the following. And what do we want to do? Well, what we want to do is do a halt. So we'll go ahead and say halt. Okay, and then it's like, for how long do you want to halt? Well, let's halt for, I don't know, 10 milliseconds. And the reason that we can do kind of a short amount of time is because it'll continually stay in this loop if something is in our way. But let's also play a tone. Let's play like a tone. Let's play something high pitched, like a really high pitched squeal. I don't even know if squeal's a word. And then so we're going to play that for 10 milliseconds, and then there you go. So now let's think about what's going to happen. All right, before we fire this baby up. Okay. First of all, we read from the whiskers, and we check them first because it's an important thing that we check that there's an obstacle. If there's an obstacle in the way, either on the left or the right whisker, what we're going to do is halt. We're going to delay, and then we're going to play a tone and delay a little bit and let it go. And these are short amount of times. You probably don't even need that halt in there or that delay 10 right there. If something's out of the way, then you go into the left-right decision. So you veer left or your right. Okay. So let's take a look and see if this works. So I'm going to get my. Let's pull up the serial monitor again, and let's take a look at our robot. So now here's our robot, and I'm going to put it back in power position 1, so I can plug it in. I go ahead and plug it in, and now I am going to download it. So I go ahead and say download. Okay, and it is almost ready. And I have it in position 1, so it's not going to take off on me. Okay, so here we go. Plays its tone. Life is good. And now I'm going to detach it. And here we go. I'm going to put it on position 2. I'm going to hit reset, put it on position 2, and now I'm going to go ahead and do it. And I'm going to put a book here so that I can see what's going to happen. Okay, so here it goes. It's following the line, and let's see if this works. There it is. And it's making this horrible 6 kilohertz sound, which it can barely even pump out. Okay, so look at that. Move that away, put it down here. And it's good to go. Okay, so awesome. So we did it. So it's cruising along. Everything is good. Let's get this baby back so it kind of ends at the same spot. And there you have it. So there you have a line follower with object detection. Okay, very good. Now you give it a shot.